Kenneth, we'll let you get us started.
Thank you, Jared. Greatly appreciate that. Well, good morning, everyone. We welcome you all to training for the Blueprint for Safety. This is a project associated with the Capital Area MPO's Regional Multimodal Safety Action Plan. And our goal with regard to this plan is to meet criteria associated with the bipartisan infrastructure bill and to basically creating criteria that allows member agencies to apply for additional implementation funding through that program. Next slide, please. Campo, for those who are not familiar with our area, incorporates 6 counties, with the core county being Wake from its initial beginning, and the 5 collar counties that incorporate Campo. And we just all wish to welcome Chatham County, which is our newest entry, and we look forward to working with you all. Next slide, please. So what is the Blueprint for a Safety Plan? Basically, the collaboration that is occurring between the Capital Area MPO and NCDOT is to achieve a significant reduction in fatalities and serious injuries on the region's transportation system by identifying specific strategies and actions to improve roadway safety, recommending safety enhancement and countermeasures for implementation, and collaborating with communities in the Campo region to identify high-risk areas and needs in transportation safety. Next slide, please. As a part of this exercise, it's important to recognize we need engagement opportunities. Why is that so important? We must recognize that this is a paradigm shift in transportation planning that we are incorporating in our community. We've begun with roads from the early 80s and 90s into the 2000s, then included bicycle pedestrian transportation in the 2000s, as well as transit planning by 2014 through 16, and even further now. And now we want to take that next step to ensure that all these systems that we have operate safely. So this is where you, myself, and all who are a part of this project are included. Next slide, please. So the engagement goals are to build project awareness, to empower the community about this particular project, importantly, gather community input through conversation, build partnerships and champions through this process, and emphasize equity. We want to make sure that the system is safe for all citizens who are in our area. Next slide, please. And so it's important to recognize that along with the conversation, we have a project website and survey. And so we see the site and link is located here along with the QR code. We've been getting some input associated with this site, and we look forward to having you, ourselves, and others participate at various events throughout the summer. Next slide, please. So we've already had a successful event with regard to with 540 Fest in Raleigh. For those who'd come out, we want to thank you all so much. We look forward to events in Wake Forest with regard to Friday night on White, Christmas in July in Franklinton. All those are in July. And then in August, we'll look forward to the Community Day in Angier with more to come. Next slide. And so we're going to start talking about the outreach toolkit and the materials associated with that. Before I go any further, let me just thank Ms. Bonnie Parker for putting this together, along with our team associated with VHB and tool design in terms of creating this information. So without further ado, allow me to pass this on to our partners in this exercise. So take it away.
Thanks, Kenneth. Really appreciate Campo leading this effort. And so what we really want to do now is just spend a little bit of time talking about the opportunities that all of you have and the resources that we have developed as a team with Campo that are available to you. This is a very large region, and so you saw a few of the engagement events that our team is going to be participating in, but really we're hoping that the materials that we were going to provide, you can take to a variety of events that are already happening and already scheduled in your communities. And so going to walk through those now. The first is an infographic poster. This is a really cool way to kind of give information about what the blueprint for safety is. You can print this at a variety of scales, and really this is an opportunity to start a conversation with anybody at an event. And so if you already have a community that or an event that you're tabling at, we would encourage that a poster like this could be printed out, starting a conversation about what the blueprint for safety is across the region. You can see this giving information. You don't necessarily need to collect anything from anyone. It's really about conversation. And then we would say that having some kind of easel or somewhere else to put the poster is really a good idea. Following up on an event, you don't necessarily need to do anything specific, and you could reuse the poster if you need to, or our team can come and pick them up. There's going to be a variety of engagement boards. Again, this is an opportunity for you to collect information around transportation safety. So this first board is really asking people to participate by saying, what are you willing to do to make roads safer in your community as well as across the region? This allows them to put a dot on those items that they believe that they would be willing to do. And then we would say grab some sticky notes, some pens, and some markers so that at the bottom, if there's other ideas that they have, that you can post those into that kind of other items for increasing safety when it comes to transportation. And that way you also can reuse these boards across the region or at other events. After the event, you can scan this, you can take a photo, you can send it to our project team, and that way we can capture that information and document it. Additionally, we have a number of flyers. The flyers are both in English and in Spanish. This is similar to those infographics where it's talking about what is important to the plan, what is it going to do, how are we creating that plan, and then most importantly, these have a QR code that takes people directly to our survey. We are also providing paper surveys that you can print. I'll talk about those in just a moment. When it comes to the flyer, hang them in the places that you know that people are going to see them. We don't need those flyers back, but we really believe that getting the word out to our businesses, to our stakeholders within our communities is a great way to get people involved. The paper survey, it is online, so you can get through the QR code, but you can print these as well, also in English and Spanish. There are 6 pages, so as you're printing, thinking about front and back, making sure that you have pens and a table or a clipboard so that people can take those surveys. The types of questions that we're asking outside of just demographics are related to their safety concerns when it comes to transportation. Also, the things that they believe could be really valuable in increasing safety, and the things and how familiar people are with certain countermeasures or ways to increase or improve safety. A few of the questions actually have some perception telling us about experiences that a participant would have with crashes, whether it's themselves or being a witness, and those can be really valuable for our team to understand who is giving us that information. After an event, if you have a lot of paper surveys, you can scan those, you can take pictures of those. If you have someone that is able to insert those into the online forum, or we can do that through those scans or those pictures. Bookmarks, we have printed a variety of these. Campo has some of the bookmarks and been distributing those. These are just a great way for people to learn a little bit more about the plan. Again, everybody needs a bookmark. It's a summer of reading, hopefully, and you can use that QR code to take you directly to the survey and then pass those out in a variety of places. Let us know if these are successful. We'd love to hear more information. At engagement events, we have some write-in cards. There are PDFs that are 8.5 by 11s. There are each page has 2 cards that are identical. You can cut them in half so that more people can use them. And there are 2 separate questions. One is, why is making a plan for transportation safety important to you and your family? And the other question is, what can you do more often to make transportation safer for everyone? We would love for people to fill these out. We like to see people's responses to these. They can do one, they can do both, and they can leave those cards with you at any event. We would also love some photos of people, and you can see an example of one from a different region on a different type of plan. So having pens and markers, and also having, your phone or another camera available can be really valuable. We would say if you do get photos of people, we have a photo release form also that's available so that people can sign and their photo can be used as part of this plan. And we always think that this is a great way to show people across the region and the things that their ideas specifically when it comes to safety. You can send us those photos, you can scan in those cards, and we would love to have that as part of the plan. This is the photo permission sheet that we'll have on the website, which I'll show shortly. Again, if you're going to take photos of people's faces, we would love for them to fill out this form to make sure that we can use their photo in the plan, and also respect if people decide that they do not want their photo shown. Additionally, there's a lot of social media information. We have a calendar which has a number of posts and messages that Campo is going to be working through. We would encourage you, if you have a communications department or if you are part of that communications team, use these types of messages and get them out. You can repost them. You can really leverage the work that you're already probably doing on social media. We don't necessarily need specific information back, but we would love to hear if you have reach numbers or click numbers, what you're seeing. Similar, we've uploaded a variety of images for the blueprint so that you can kind of use the branding that's already been developed for this planning effort in your social media. And these are the things that we're going to be using in the social media, and as well as in all of the materials that you just saw. Let us know how things are going. If there are other things that you come across that would be valuable, we would encourage seeing those as well. We've created a few reels. These are really short, animated, kind of talking about the plan. You can also use these on social media for promoting the work that's being done. Maybe if you are going to be in an event, this is a great way to publicize that. And we don't necessarily need action from it, but let us know how things are going. Lastly, if you do have questions, I would say please reach out to Kenneth as well as Bonnie with Campo. They are going to be able to provide a lot of additional responses. And then with that, I wanted to do 2 things really quickly. Wanted to share with everyone, we are working through a variety of resources. So there is a digital toolkit that all of you have dropped the link in the chat. And to show this web page, it is being updated as we speak. So all of the things that we just showed you, probably in the next few minutes after this meeting is over, will be available for you to grab. Actually, it looks like maybe all of them are already on there. But again, this is the digital toolkit for this project. You've got overview videos, you've got public-facing website links, the survey in English and Spanish, those printable resources, as well as the flyers, photo release form, infographics for each county, as well as the general overview and the interactive engagement boards, media release. You can have content related to social media, those logos, and then we're starting to list some of the potential upcoming events and pop-ups that could be valuable. All right. With that, would love to answer any questions. We kind of intended for this to be a short presentation and open to answering questions. All right, I see Emma.
Hey, Jared, a question from our communications department. On the social media calendar, it just says August, were we anticipating to run the social media through August, or was there a particular date in August to kind of deadline, if you will, or kind of run that social media through the end of August, so August 31st?
Great question. That calendar is going to be updated throughout the summer. And so right now we've got kind of messaging through July, and we should be adding more information into August. Right now, our phase one of engagement, we're kind of looking at the end of August. And so that calendar will be updated more soon. Bonnie, I saw you unmute. Are there other things you'd like to add?
Actually, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so Emma, that is a good question, and one that this team of consultants has been quite creative about. Public engagement does end by the end of August. We're actually looking closer to like the 20th, so the third week of August. But beyond public engagement, the team is really tapped into some good NHTSA, like highway traffic safety and FHWA media kits that they also have ongoing social messaging, including some great reels and stuff. So we're thinking for ongoing awareness, we will actually keep that social media toolkit going, or the social media calendar. I'm sorry, Emma. So we would love if you would go ahead and let your teams know that there will be potentially fresh content every month over the next 18 months. But for the first couple months, this social media calendar right now should mostly be focused on the posts up until August that will be about the public engagement. After that, it's kind of some cool safety campaigns. Did that make sense?
Yes, that makes
Okay.
perfect sense. And just so I'm understanding, so we can check back to that specific resource and it'll kind of be continuously updated, right? So just check back kind of periodically to that.
Yeah, the two big things, again, an excellent question, to check back at, and we'll delete a lot of this stuff as we move through the phases. But the two big things that will be kept up to date are going to be those social media messages, and at the bottom, the list of pop-ups. We already have well over 20 that are confirmed that the team will be doing, but it's on me to actually just go in and add those to the list down there at the bottom. So if you could ask your folks also, or if you all could stay tuned there at the bottom to our list of pop-ups, will be continuously updated. With that in mind, though, the goal of the entire team is to make sure that our local jurisdictions, especially our TCC members and executive board members, are aware when we plan to be at an event in your jurisdiction. So you should be able to find that out multiple ways as well.
Fantastic. Thank you.
I think it might be helpful for the group to know, especially our main members, with regard to additional emphasis that Campo is putting on this safety plan public engagement effort. We are also putting some money into social media ads, and that media release Campo will be pushing actually today and tomorrow to try to jive up with people traveling over the 4th of July, but not get lost in the 4th of July week. So just wanted you to know, in addition to your amplifying all these social media messages, that is not to let you off the hook. We would greatly appreciate you continuing to do that. We will also be pushing some ads that hopefully go a little bit beyond what all of our networks include.
Wish to thank everybody for participating in this. Thank you again, Bonnie. Thank you again, Jared, for this work. And we look forward to what you and others in your community can do in participating in the safety action plan that we have. So see you all throughout the summer. Take care.